Lance Stroll's future in Formula One keeps being questioned by F1 fans and experts, and it seems like nobody is happy about the nepotism that keeps his seat alive. Tensions are rising high, and the critics just keep on rolling. But will they be enough for us to finally see Lance out of F1? And if so, who would be the perfect replacement now that the market could massively shake up in 2026? The situation with Lance Stroll and Aston Martin is known to every single human being who watches the sport. He is there because of his father, and he is not even trying to look like he likes Formula One. Throughout the media conferences, Stroll has shown little to no attention or interest in the questions that have been asked of him. The latest blunder was in Canada, where he denied talking about the details of his wrist injury because he believes it's a matter of medical privacy. While it's a legitimate reason to not want to go into detail, it's just another addition to his already messed-up relationship with the press. According to Germany's Sport Bild, the body language of Stroll is something that irritates everyone who is doing their job and trying to feed the fans as much information as possible. Addressing this, the media outlet even went on to analyze the number of words per answer the Canadian driver uses, elaborating, Stroll lounges listlessly on the couch next to Lewis Hamilton and Franco Colapinto in Canada, demonstratively chewing gum. Stroll's answers were monosyllabic. How monosyllabic? Stroll's average was 33.72 words per answer. The performance left journalists shaking their heads. We know for a fact Verstappen doesn't have a proper relationship with the media either, but his reasons are vastly different from Lance's, so there's no point in comparing the two. At the end of the day, we know that until Lawrence decides that enough is enough, there won't be a change in the driver's lineup. This is the deafening reality of Aston Martin, a team that might suffer from its own success if they see 2026 turn heavily in their favor by signing Newey and bringing Honda on board. The Silverstone-based squad have slowly but surely put themselves out there on the map as legitimate contenders. But as of now, it seems like the only hope they have is in Fernando Alonso. At the age of 43, the two-time world champion might need a bit of help from his teammate, which he is unlikely to receive given the nature of Lance's competitiveness. And it's not just F1 pundits and media who dislike Lance Stroll. Former F1 drivers have a negative opinion of him too. Teimo Glock commented on Aston Martin's driver lineup and said that if it was up to him, he wouldn't sign Lance for 2026 under any circumstances. Elaborating further on this, the German driver said, if you look at Stroll's record in qualifying duels, he's never had the upper hand. They were mostly relatively clear defeats, and he hasn't been convincing with consistency this year either. There are always weekends where it seems as if he's catching up to Fernando Alonso, but over the course of a whole year, he is simply too far behind. Ultimately, Stroll is definitely not where he needs to be after his long time in Formula One. Would I keep him for 2026 if I were in charge of Aston Martin? No. The team needs a different approach if it wants to succeed. They need two drivers who consistently deliver. The reality has been pictured perfectly by Glock, but it's not like this is something we don't already know. Although in the first 10 rounds of the season Stroll scored more points than his teammate, his form is declining, and the outbursts he has are just too much to handle. If you look at the Barcelona GP, Lance broke stuff after being kicked out in Q2 and had more than half a second deficit to his teammate. It's a resemblance to what happened in Qatar in 2023 when Stroll was kicked out again and went on to push his physio trainer and throw stuff in a violent manner. It's a behavior that Lance knows he's not going to be penalized for one reason only: his father owns the team. If he owns the team, then Stroll would drive in a comfort zone and perfectly protected bubble, further prompting such irrational behavior. Even after the Montreal GP, Stroll was loud and clear that he doesn't think he's going to be fast in the car in 2025. On the other side of the garage, Fernando Alonso was very happy to score points yet again, hinting that this could be a new habit for him now that Newey finally worked on some 2025 specifications. Unfortunately for the team, they might not be able to count on Lance's services because of how much confidence he's lost with the car. And when talking about the expectations ahead of us in 2025, the Canadian said, I don't really feel any difference in the car. Maybe he's just getting good results and he feels good in the car because of that, but I don't know. I feel pretty slow. I know we are slow, and I have a good feeling that that's going to be the case again in Austria because the car has some characteristics that never change, and there are problems and limitations that I feel never change. So it's probably just going to be the same again and again. Indeed, he was very slow. He wasn't able to make it out of Q1, while Alonso catapulted himself to Q3 with the top-tier teams. The two-time world champion was very happy with the behavior of the car and said that the upgrades are working wonders. This is definitely something that the team will have on their mind when it comes to boosting their results in 2025. But the downbeat feeling that Stroll has for the remainder of the season is a grim picture for what is essentially wrong with the team. They are expecting results from someone who is not able to perform. The problem? Massive protection from his father, one that is highly unlikely to go away soon. On a couple of occasions, Lawrence made sure to remind us that as long as the project is alive, Lance's seat will be alive. It's a shame, because when we look at Stroll's rookie season with Williams, he scored 40 points and had one podium in Baku. From there on, the F1 career truly went downwards. But are changes on the horizon? Aston Martin is not as independent as they think. They have Honda on their backs and Adrian Newey as a technical partner. If the performance is not there, make no mistake, they'll start asking questions as to what needs to change sooner